Marshall and Gilsey Bank.
And then we'd like to know
My bank and I can easily tell you why. There's a difference between so much. It's the bank with the personal touch.
December 1st is interest-paying date at Marshall and Ilsley Bank. So if you open your M&I savings account now, you'll earn a full 6 months interest next June 1st. Every M&I savings account earns a full 3% interest per year, and your cash reserve is always readily available.
Feeling about him, Don? Well, I think it's probably, there have been a shortcoming in the offensive setup of the Chicago Bears. It has been a quarterback in the past couple of years. I'm sure that Judge House was kicking 7,000 times for a trade Bobby Lane years ago. Mm-hmm. And really, I'm just going by what I've heard and what I've read. But Koski seems to be a fine
fullback, that helps.
Oh, look at Harris is playing fine football now.
And today we've got Jimmy Taylor, and that helps a lot too. That's something that we've been missing.
Certainly kind of stuff through the middle.
Right. Don, would you rather run wide or on a dive? Work off overtime?
Any place. You just want to run.
That's right. Okay, Don. Thank you very much for appearing in our program. Best of luck to you in today's football game and crack loose, huh?
Thank you, man.
All right. Don McElhaney, our guest on today's Packer Preview program prior to the big Chicago Bear game at Wrigley Field.
They say it takes money to make money, and truer words were never spoken. Unfortunately, most folks are sincere. There's only one way they can make money, and that's by regular savings each month. Savings invested where the dollars will work hard night and day to provide a good, safe return. So many Milwaukeeans have found that Surety Savings and Loan provides the ideal answer. The current dividend rate at Surety is a big 4% per year, and how your dividend checks do add up at this rate. Your money never goes to sleep at Surety. It works for you night and day, and you save with complete safety because all accounts are insured up to $10,000 by the Federal Savings and Loan Insurance Corporation. Oh, and another thing. At Surety, savings put in before the 10th of the month draw dividends from the 1st of that month. Surety Savings and Loan, 7100 West Center Street. Now this is Mike Walden reminding you that Packer Preview with Bill Howard was brought to you transcribed by Surety Savings and Loan Association, 7100 West Center Street, where you save with Surety.
Preceding program came to you transcribed from WTMJ, the Milwaukee Journal, your Green Bay Packer football station. Weather forecast for Milwaukee and vicinity generally fair today, tonight, and tomorrow. A little warmer tomorrow afternoon. Low tonight 25 to 28, high tomorrow in the mid-40s. Westerly winds 10 to 18 miles per hour today and tomorrow. For Wisconsin, partly cloudy in the south, considerable cloudiness in the north today and tomorrow. Occasional periods of snow likely in the north portion. A little warmer in the extreme south tomorrow. Low tonight 22 to 28, high tomorrow in the 30s in the north and the 40s in the south. Listen to the DX Farm Information Center broadcast tomorrow, direct from Washington, D.C., when Jack Johnson interviews Ray Hurley, director of the Agricultural Census now being taken. Hear this informative interview tomorrow at 11:55 a.m. on WTMJ. Don't forget, immediately following the Green Bay Packers broadcast this afternoon, you'll be able to hear the Pro Football Scoreboard, bringing you all the details on the Packers game, plus the results of the other pro football games being played around the country this afternoon, plus up-to-the-minute standings of the National Pro Football League. That's the Football Scoreboard, immediately following the Green Bay Packers game, with Dick Johnson as your host. We wish to thank the sponsors of Monitor News on the Hour for relinquishing their time in order that we might bring you this afternoon's Green Bay Packers football game. Say, what's for dessert, Mom? Make it Swanson's frozen individual dessert pies from your Century Food Store, and Swanson will buy the pie. A package of 2 individual dessert pies. That's right. Swanson buys the pies free of extra charge when you purchase a package of either Swanson's frozen TV brand dinner or main course. Limit 1 per family. You can get complete details on the Swanson's TV brand dessert pie offer at your Century Food Store now. WTMJ and WTMJ-FM Milwaukee now present Green Bay Packer football. Green Bay Packer football is on the air, presented by the Walker Manufacturing Company, one of the nation's leading producers of mufflers, oil and air filters, and jacks for automobiles and trucks. And by the American Tobacco Company on behalf of new dual-filter Territon cigarettes. Territon's dual-filter dozen filters as no single filter can for mild, full flavor. And by the Milwaukee Journal, first by Merit. Now from Chicago, Illinois, here are Blaine Walsh and Mike Walden.
Professional football is on the air. From Wrigley Field on the north side of Chicago, it's the Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears. Hello, everybody. This is Mike Walton along with Blaine Walsh, greeting you from the radio booth along the west side of the press box here at Wrigley Field with today's Green Bay Packers Chicago Bears football broadcast. The weather today in Chicago, well, it's just ideal for football. You couldn't ask for any better. The skies above are a light blue with just a few clouds present. The sun is shining brightly. The temperature, a pleasant 43 degrees. And the strong wind we had yesterday in Evanston for the Wisconsin-Northwestern game has diminished considerably. The wind is still out of the south, but only at 5 miles per hour. And the humidity is a low 48%. The crowd today will be somewhere in the vicinity of 49,000, which means that just about every nook and cranny of Wrigley Field is crammed for this professional football attraction today. The Packers of Coach Vince Lombardi entered this game with a 3-3 record. The Packers opened the season with a 9-6 triumph over these Bears, and then followed that with victories over the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. However, since then, the Packers have lost 3 in a row: the Los Angeles Rams, Baltimore Colts, and New York Giants. Green Bay is in 3rd place in the Western Conference, while the Bears are 1 notch behind in 4th place with a 2-4 record. The Green Bay Packers are making their appearance out on the field. They'll be followed by the Chicago Bears, and you'll hear a tremendous roar go up when the Bears hit the field. The officials are out there, and we're about 2 minutes away from the opening kickoff of this professional football game. I'll have the lineup for today's Green Bay Packer contest in just 1 minute. The Walker Manufacturing Company, who join in bringing you this Green Bay Packer game, is a Wisconsin corporation serving the automotive industry for more than 50 years. Walker is one of the nation's leading producers of mufflers, oil and air filters, and jacks for automobiles and trucks. Wherever you see the name of Walker, on mufflers, on oil filters, or on jacks, you may be sure that product is of the finest quality, backed by honest engineering, designed in every detail to assure top performance and full value for your dollar. As you drive, remember the name Walker and patronize your friendly neighborhood service station that offers you Walker products, Walker silencers, and Walker Deluxe Duocron 2-stage oil filters. You'll hear more about them later on in our broadcast today. All right, now let's let me give you a rundown of the starting lineup offensively for both the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. First of all, for the Bears, this will be their home game, of course, because it's being played at Wrigley Field, Chicago. Opening at left end, Bill McCall. At left tackle, Herman Lee. At left guard, Abe Gibran. The center, Johnny Malaikas. The right guard, Stan Jones. The right tackle, Dick Klein. The right end, Willard Duval. The quarterback, Ed Brown. At left half, Johnny Morris. The right half, Jim Dooley. And the fullback, Rick Caceres. Now, Caceres was hurt earlier in the year, but he's hale and healthy now, and of course that'll spell bad news for the Green Bay Packers. Although, in the Packers' 9-6 victory over the Chicago Bears in the league opener up in Green Bay, Caceres and Gallimore were held very well in check as they held those two to 29 and 28 yards, respectively. Now, for the Green Bay Packers on offense, the pack will open with Max McGee at left end, Norm Masters the left tackle, Freddie Thurston the left guard, Jim Ringo at center, Jerry Kramer the right guard, Forrest Gregg will be at right tackle, Gary Knappel at right end. The quarterback, Lamar McCann. At left half, Paul Horning. And the right half, Don McElhenney, with Jim Taylor at fullback. Bill Downs will be the referee here today, so Bill Downs' crew will be working this ball game. The umpire will be Frankie Sinkovich, the head linesman, Johnny Heiberger, the back judge, Stan Garakowski, and the field judge, Jimmy Kane. Well, the Packers are mighty happy to have playing fullback for them today, Jim Taylor, the young fellow who was injured in a home accident a couple of weeks back. He broke into action briefly against the New York Giants in New York a week ago, and now Taylor is all ready to go. And with Jim Taylor at fullback, the Packers offense ought to begin to click a little bit more. Both teams, the Packers and the Bears, are lined up for the kickoff, and lined up at the other microphone to bring you the play-by-play story is my friend and yours, Blaine Walsh.
Thank you very much, Mike Walden. And before the kickoff, well, I guess we don't have time, but congratulations on the fine victory yesterday at Evanston, the Badgers over Northwestern. Here's John Avini kicking off. A wobbly kick bounces on the 5, goes into the end zone. Billy Butler chasing it, but he's going to let it go, and it rolls out of bounds. So the Packers will have the ball. First down and 10 on their own 20. So we're underway at Wrigley Field here in Chicago this afternoon. The Packers won the toss, elected to receive, of course. They will defend the north goal to our left in this first quarter. Packers ball, first down and 10 on their own 20. The Packers come out of the huddle. Boyd Dollar is in the backfield. The Packers line up in a tight T formation. The quarterback is Lamar McCann. A penalty marker goes up as the handoff goes to Paul Horning, trying the right side. He gets about 4 yards. But I believe the Packers were offside. It looked like somebody on the right side of the Packer line jumped the gun. That's right, a 5-yard penalty against Green Bay. Bill George finally brought Horning down, but the gain is nullified. The Packers are penalized 5 yards back to the 15. It'll be first and 15. Green Bay in possession on its own 15-yard line. We're just underway here at Wrigley Field. A lot of fans still coming in, and we should have a full house, about 48 or 49,000, something like that. Again, the Packers come out of the huddle. First and 15. Lamar McCann has his left end, Max McGee, split out. He sends a man in motion. That's Horning. Here is a fumble recovered by Chicago on the 12-yard line. Joe Fortunato recovers a fumble on the Green Bay 12-yard line. Paul Horning taking the ball from Lamar McCann, fumble the ball, and it is recovered by Joe Fortunato. Well, there's the first break of the ball game, and we're just underway. First down and 10 for the Bears on the Green Bay 12-yard line. There's now their offensive unit. We'll have Ed Brown at quarterback, Morris, Caceres, and Douglas in the backfield. Bears line up at the Green Bay 12-yard line. Eddie Brown down under the center. Big John Malaikas. The ball is snapped. There's a pitch back to Johnny Morris going wide to the right. He's down to the 10. He is hit at the 10. Drives ahead, though, to about the 7-yard line. Johnny Morris carrying the ball. The quarterback in there is not Ed Brown, but Pete Bratkowski. Freeman made the tackle over there. The ball is right on the 7-yard line. A gain of 5 yards. It'll be second down 5 at the 7-yard line. Chicago Bears deep in Green Bay territory. Zeke Bratkowski is the quarterback. It had been announced that the quarterback would be Eddie Brown starting, but Bratkowski is in there. He's down into the center again. Their line is down. The ball is snapped. Bratkowski gives to Caceres coming around, or to Douglas coming around the left side. He fights away. He's over. Jeff Whitman, Ray Nitschke, and Tom Bettis all had a shot at him down here, but he caught loose and drove into the end zone, scoring from the 7-yard line, and the Bears lead by a score of 6-0. A block in there by Dick Klein made an opening for Douglas, and he carried in from the 7. The extra point try now, John Avini will be kicking with Bratkowski holding. Their line is down, the ball is placed and booted, the kick is good. And the Chicago Bears lead by a score of 7-0. Well, Mike, you had your fill, I suppose, of fumbles and interceptions yesterday, but we started off with another one here today.
Well, the Bears are an opportunist ball club, and you can't give the Bears an opportunity on your own 13 and expect to hold them, and the Packers could not, as it required the Bears just 2 plays to score, with Douglas scampering over from 7 yards out, and then Avini, of course, kicked the ball out of the ballpark here on the extra point. 7-0 Chicago Bears. This broadcast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the National League Football Club of Green Bay, and is solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. And any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National League Football Club of Green Bay is prohibited. Now the Chicago Bears, who started to mold together, play the type of football that was anticipated that they would before the regular season got underway. They played very good ball against the Los Angeles Rams in Los Angeles just a week ago today. Now have a 7-0 lead over the Green Bay Packers. The Bears are all set to kick off the Green Bay, and here is Blaine.
Again, the Packers have Billy Butler and Johnny Cymack back on the goal line. John Avini kicks off for Chicago. Long wobbly kick. This one is coming down. It bounces to Cymack. He's got it at the 10, the 15, the 20. He puts the head down and drives to the 23-yard line, where he's hit by 3 or 4 Bears in there. John Avini and Don Healy were the men who made the tackle. The ball in 20 yards from the far sideline, put it down at the 23-yard line. First down and 10 for the Packers at that point. So the Chicago Bears jump off to an early 7-0 lead. We have 13 and a half minutes to go in the first quarter. Green Bay comes out of the huddle. Lamar McCann is a quarterback. Boyd Dowler is one of the men in the backfield. Here's a handoff to Jimmy Taylor, who drives the center of the line, drives across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Stopped by Fred Williams. Ball on the 26-yard line, a gain of 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Green Bay. On its own, 26. Probably a little closer to the 27-yard line. Let's call it 2nd down and 6 for Green Bay as they come out of the huddle again. McCann calls out the signal. Here is a handoff to Jimmy Taylor going around the left side. He fights his way across the 30, drives to the 33-yard line. That should be very close to a first down. They up-pile. The ball is on the 34-yard line, and from here it looks like a first down. Joe Fortunato made the tackle. Going to bring the chain gang in. An official's timeout for a measurement. They place the chain down. Ball right on the 34. It is a first down. This series is now started at the 23. So Green Bay picks up its first down of the afternoon. First down and 10 on their own 34-yard line. Jerry Knappel at right end, Max McGee at left end. Boyd Dowler in the backfield. He's back now with Jim Taylor. Paul Horning is in the slot to the left. McCann calls out the signal. He takes the ball, gets to Paul Horning, coming around wide to the right, gets a block, gets to the line of scrimmage, and goes out of the 30, just short of the 35-yard line. J.C. Caroline drove him out just short of the 35-yard line. So there's a gain of less than a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and about 9, very close to the 35-yard line. Nice day here in Chicago. Not a cloud anywhere. And the temperatures in the mid-40s. Packers again come out of the huddle. This time, McCann sets Dollar out wide to the right. McGee split out to the left. Horning in the slot to the left. Jimmy Taylor is back. Here is McCann back to pass, looking for a receiver. He throws one. It is incomplete. He intended the pass for Max McGee at the goal line. But it popped out of his hands. Pass incomplete. Third down and 9. Packers in possession on their own 35-yard line. In their defensive line, they have Earl Leggett, Fred Williams, Bill Bishop, and Doug Atkins. The linebackers are Joe Fortunato, Bill George, and Larry Morris. J.C. Caroline, Eric Barnes, also in the defensive unit. Here are the Packers on the line of scrimmage again. Again, McCann is back to pass. He looks, he throws one. Complete to McGee. Down at the 45, and he is out of the 41. Brought down by Eric Barnes. A pass complete from Lamar McCann. And it looks as though the play is going to be called back. It looks as though one of the Packers going downfield was guilty of interference. That's right. And I believe the official down here on the near sideline pointed an accusing finger at Jerry Knappel. So the ninth game down to the Bear 41 is nullified. A penalty moves the ball back to the 20-yard line. So it'll be third down and 24 yards to go for the first down on the 20-yard line. Here's McCann back to field. He gives the ball to Taylor. Taylor fumbles and recovers at the 22-yard line. The ball was in and out of his hand. He fell on it, though. On the 22-yard line. So it'll be fourth down for Green Bay and about 22 yards to go for the first down. Doug Atkins piled on him after he had recovered the fumble. Fourth down. So the Packers will have Max McGee back in punt formation, punting from about his 6-yard line. The deep end now for Chicago, Richie Pettibon on the far side, and Johnny Morris on the near side. Here's McGee's wobbler off the side of his foot, into the midfield stripe, bounces down to Morris on the 40, comes back to the 45, runs into one of his own men and goes out of bounds at the midfield stripe. Morris. He ran into Bill Bishop as he went out of bounds down here. And I looked for a moment as though Morris might not get up. Johnny Dietrich is credited with the tackle that time. So the Bears are in possession again. First down and 10. At the midfield stripe. Bears come out of the huddle. The quarterback again is Brankowski. He calls out the signals. Right out, split out about 15 yards. Here's a pitch back to Johnny Morris going wide to the right. He cuts back in. It's hit as he crosses the 50. Gets down to the 45 to the 43-yard line. Run down by Forrester and Bettis. He picked up 7 yards when it looked as though he were going to be trapped back near the line of scrimmage. That'll be second down 3 on the Green Bay 43-yard line. Johnny Morris, the left halfback, carrying the ball. Ball with him in the backfield are Douglas and Caceres. Bears come out of the huddle. Jim Dooley is in that left end. Bill McCall is the right end. Here's Morris in motion to the right now. Brankowski takes the ball, gives to Rick Caceres. Going over to the right side, gets across the 45, down across the line of scrimmage, and is stopped right at the 40-yard line. That should be enough for a first down. Emlyn Fennell and Bobby Freeman who made the tackle for Green Bay. The ball is moved in, spotted down right at the 41-yard line. Boy, that is close to a first down. But I believe the Bears are a little bit shy. That's right. Just a couple for the first down. It is third down, inches to go. The ball on the 21-yard line. Bears lead by a score of 7-0. First quarter at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Again, Brett Kelsey brings the Bears up to the line. 3 formation. A handoff to Caceres, who dives into the center of the line. To the Green Bay 39-yard line. And that is enough for a first down. Line of scrimmage, but sheer power carries the first down. Tanner Jordan Bennett in on the tackle. So it is a first down 10 for the Chicago Bears on the Green Bay 39-yard line. The Packers took the opening kickoff. Fumble on his first series down. The Bears recovered and scored. Here's Bratkowski back to pass, looking for a receiver. He throws one. It is intercepted by Tom Barrett at the 35. He is going to be hit at the 35 and down at the 35. A pass intercepted by Tom Barrett, who was down on his knees. He tried to stop quickly. He slipped, went to his knees, intercepted the pass, and he is down at the 34-yard line. So the Packers are in possession, first down and 10 at the 34. The pass was intended for Rich Caceres. And Dick Wine was the main tackle. Dan Curry threw a block in there. But he was running across the field. Packers first down and 10 on their own 34. They're going in motion. McCann gives off to Jimmy Taylor, who gets over the line, went across the 40 to the 44-yard line. He steps on the pile-up and just hit right on goal. He was walking all over him down there, and he carries the ball to the 44-yard line. First down, and I believe we'll have a timeout now for a measurement. Doug Atkins and Earl Leggett finally brought him down. Jimmy Taylor missed a lot of action with a hand injury. He was burned in the whole accident. Back in there today. This is the first down for the Packers. Jimmy Taylor, the number 2, carrying it for 10 yards to the 44-yard line. John, the Packers come out of the huddle. He and Canapolo the end. There's a 3-yard offense. Dollars in there, too. He is playing that wide to the right-hand side. Taylor and Horning are back. McCann down under the center. Takes the ball, gives to Paul Horning, who, after he fumbled the ball, he goes out of bounds at the Green Bay 39-yard line. Picked up the fumble and started running with it. Green Bay 38. Well, the ball on an interception. Horning carrying. He returns to the Green Bay 38-yard line. First down and 10 for the Chicago Bears. Will be a quarterback again. Johnny Morris left that. At fullback. Bears out of the huddle. Jim Dooley at left hand. Douglas in motion to the left. Back down to the ball. Inside the center of the line. Gets an opening down to the 31-yard line. 32-yard line. Second down and 4 for the Chicago Bears on the Green Bay 32-yard line. Bears recovering the fumble. Again, Chicago. Butler in motion to the right this time. He's gone for a loss. Somebody broke through there. Henry Jordan broke through and slammed him down for a loss to the 35. So the third down and 7. Third down and 7. He understands that side. He started dropping back and looked around. But he hit him down at the 35 before he could do anything. The Packers have Kemp, Tanner, Jordan. Bears line up now. Down under the center. The ball goes back to pass. Takes the hand off. He goes to free pass. He's going to be hit down. Who was finally a 4-yard line. For the Chicago Bears. On the Green Bay 24. Good variation. You know you're going to get some yardage, Mike. Again, the Bears drives down to a 20. There's Willie Gilmore going into the game for Chicago. Very close to the 20-yard line, so that was a gain of about down and stretch the ball out on the 20-yard line.